In March 2014, a young girl was returning home. Her parents expected her to be back around 4 in the afternoon. However, as time passed, they realized something was wrong. The girl was delayed, and later it was discovered that she had disappeared, leaving only eyewitness accounts and mysterious clues. These very clues dragged the police into an utterly bizarre story, revealing that a strange individual with sinister motives had abducted her. But who was this person? And what did he want from her? Hello everyone. Welcome to the Paradox channel. Subscribe to the channel to watch intriguing stories related to crime and incidents. Now, let's begin the video. Today we're heading northwest of Tokyo to explore the city of Osaka. This city, located in Saitama Prefecture, should not be confused with Osaka, one of Japan's largest cities. Surrounded by Greater Tokyo, Osaka has a fascinating history. It started as a small village with 4 postal stations along the highway. However, over 100 years later, Osaka gained city status, and now with its convenient location, is home to around 150,000 residents. Osaka serves as a kind of bedroom community, with approximately 40% of the city's population residing here and commuting to work in Tokyo. Japan is also the home to leading technological companies such as Sony and Toshiba. These companies are at the forefront of the industry and play a crucial role in driving innovation. In Osaka, education is highly valued, and the city takes pride in its educational institutions. The city boasts 10 elementary, 5 middle, and 2 high schools, and in one of these schools the heroine of our story, Anna Sato, was a student. It's worth noting that Anna Sato is not her real name. In Japan it's a placeholder name, similar to John Doe in the United States or Ivan Ivanov in Russia. Anna Sato is indeed used in Japan when the real name is either unknown or concealed. The whole story began in 2014, while Anna was born in 2001. Little is known about her early life and family, but she grew up in a complete family in a cozy home in Osaka. Anna is described as intelligent, witty for her age, kind, and well-mannered. It was not typical for her to rebel against her parents or break the rules. On March 10, 2014, a Monday, Anna finished school at 3:30 p.m. As usual, she took her regular route home, despite her age. In Japan, it's common for children to walk home independently due to the country's safety, ranking 8th on the list of the safest countries. However, when Anna's parents returned home that day, they discovered she was missing. Searches within the house and the surrounding areas yielded nothing, and conversations with her friends and teachers at school also did not lead to any results. Anna's parents were in a state of panic. Later, they found a letter in the mailbox. There was no doubt in their minds that it was written in Anna's handwriting, and it read, "I am taking a break from school and home. Don't look for me." This was completely out of character for Anna. She was well behaved and would never have left home just like that. It made no sense, especially since she left behind all her favorite belongings that she usually took with her. Her family wasted no time and reported their daughter's disappearance to the authorities. By evening, posters were plastered throughout the neighborhood, but unfortunately, the police had few leads. A neighbor mentioned seeing Anna during the day talking to a young man near her home. This led investigators to consider the possibility that she might have been abducted or ran away with him. However, this remained a mere theory. As days passed, the Sato family grew increasingly desperate. On the 9th day, they received another letter from Anna. It stated that she was fine and apologized for causing them so much worry. However, investigators suspected that she might have been coerced into writing that letter, as the handwriting and writing style had slightly changed. Judging by the postmark on the letter, it was sent from Chiba Prefecture, located approximately 40 kilometers from Tokyo. Local police were tasked with handling the case, but their efforts also proved futile. The family hoped for another letter from Anna, a clue of some sort, but none came. Anna was abducted by a man named Kabu Terauchi. Kabu was quite unusual. He was born in 1992, and at the time of Anna's disappearance, he was 22 years old. He grew up in a wealthy family. Both of his parents owned a successful security business. Kabu excelled in his studies but was quiet and had few friends. He was mostly known for his peculiar behavior and obsession with anime. Kabu was somewhat of a recluse, or as they are called in Japan, a Hikikomori. After finishing school, Kabu obtained a pilot's license in California. He then returned to Tokyo to earn an engineering degree at Chiba University, and few knew that Kabu harbored dark and frightening secrets. From March 2014, Kabu kept Anna captive in his home. He, seemingly unfazed, attended classes, interacted with friends, and in the evenings returned home to continue his experiment. Before delving deeper into this story, let's take a moment to reflect on what led to Anna's sudden abduction. It all began approximately a week prior. Kabu developed a strong desire to abduct and observe a young girl. He was curious about how her thoughts, behavior, and body would change over time, and he wanted to isolate her from society to study the consequences of his influence. The plan began with the use of an application, something like Google Maps, to find the optimal location to search for a victim. In his quest for the ideal city, Kabu discovered Osaka, which matched his criteria. Not too rural but not a bustling city either. Despite being unfamiliar with the area, he personally visited it and researched information online. Carefully selecting a location, he observed the surroundings and identified Ana Sato, who frequently walked home alone. Seizing the opportunity, Kabu conducted a more thorough investigation, studying her home and belongings to learn her real name. Just a week later, on the fateful day of March 10, in the year 14, Kabu finally decided to abduct Ana. Approaching her near her home around 4 p.m., he deceived her by fabricating a story about her parents getting divorced and claimed to be their lawyer. He then promised to take her to meet them at his office. Believing him, Ana got into the car, and naturally, there was no office. Instead, he drove her 60 kilometers to his home in Chiba. Upon arrival, he fabricated a terrifying story, convincing Ana that her parents intended to sell her organs on the black market due to financial problems. He showed her a fake audio recording of their conversation to make the manipulation more convincing. Kabu posed as her protector, assuring her that no one cared about her, and that she was completely alone. All she had was him. Phrases like "no one will come for you," "you've been abandoned," and "you are entirely on your own" echoed in his manipulative narrative. Over time, these repetitive mantras became her reality. This is a well-known psychological phenomenon known as the illusion of truth effect, where people tend to believe information to be true after repeated exposure. The mind easily processes repeated statements, as such information is easier to comprehend and analyze. At her vulnerable age, Ana struggled to distinguish fact from fiction. Combined with the abductor's relentless speeches, she fell into the belief that the situation was truly hopeless. The well-known Stockholm Syndrome further complicated matters, as she developed trust and attachment to her captor. For long months and years, Ana endured this cognitive torture. She sensed that something was wrong but still chose to stay with him. Ana was confined to a heavily guarded room within Kabu's apartment. Escape seemed impossible. The bedroom door was locked from the outside, and the windows were securely shut. Occasionally, Ana managed to break free. During these lapses of vigilance, Kabu would unintentionally leave a window or door open, but she always returned before he noticed. In one such attempt, Ana decided to seek help from passers-by, approaching several people, but no one dared to assist her. Even the police, whom she spotted, did not respond to her signals and left without intervening. Nevertheless, Kabu's seemingly innocent facade concealed a sinister motive. His preparation for imprisoning Ana took years, delving into the dark art of CIA mind control experiments. At some point, Kabu came across descriptions of Japanese morning glory seeds on the internet. The plant was easily accessible and had mind-altering properties. Intrigued, he began incorporating them into Ana's food, naturally making her more susceptible to his manipulations. Kabu persistently ingrained in Ana's psyche the belief that her parents had completely abandoned her, leaving her at the mercy of fate. He compelled her to keep a chronicle, and Ana repeatedly wrote in her notebook, "I've been abandoned. I have nowhere to live. No one needs me." This echoed in her mind, intensifying her torment. At some point, Kabu came across Ana's desperate plea for freedom in her writings. This prompted him to take extra precautions, acquiring additional padlocks and numerous surveillance devices. Cameras were positioned on every corner, all feeding directly to applications on his phone, providing constant surveillance of his captive. He even started recording conversations with Ana on a dictaphone, trying to understand her true feelings. Meanwhile, outside the apartment, Kabu appeared to be normal. He fulfilled his academic responsibility, diligently attended lectures and seminars, and showed no signs of standing out. In March of the 15th year, the Saitama Prefecture Police distributed over 8,000 missing person posters. Ana discovered the truth when she found an online missing person notice. She realized that Kabu had lied, and her parents were actually searching for her. This fueled her determination to escape. Patiently awaiting the right moment, in late March of the 16th year, Kabu made a mistake by leaving the door unlocked. Ana seized the opportunity, took a few belongings, and escaped. In the winter, unprepared for harsh weather, she ran to the nearest train station with public phones. Using her last bit of money, she called her mother, who had contacted the police after recognizing her from the missing person posters. The police escorted her to the station, and within a few hours, she was reunited with her parents. Despite 2 years in captivity, she remained physically unharmed. However, her mental state was shaken, evident in the heavy anxiety she experienced. Ana fell behind in school by 2 years and lost a part of her childhood. While initially relieved at the outcome, it was shadowed by the realization that the road to recovery would be long and the outcome uncertain. Meanwhile, Kabu learned of the escape and fled to rural areas in panic, but the police apprehended him the next morning. During the arrest, he confessed to having planned the abduction for a long time. Kabu appeared before the court in Tokyo. Having recently graduated from university, his diploma with honors was confiscated pending the trial. However, the sentencing was postponed due to his peculiar behavior. He claimed to be a spirit, spoke incoherently, and asserted that he did not understand the Japanese language. Examination revealed mild autism, but did not identify other disorders. Prosecutors argued he was responsible for the planned abduction, while the defense built its case around alleged schizophrenia. The judge ruled that he should have been aware of the consequences. Ultimately, Kabu received a 12-year prison sentence, with release scheduled for 2028. Anna continued to live, but her future remains uncertain. Thank you for watching.